lighting up the scoreboard because the heat is on. The Pistons battle Zoe and the Heat Friday at 7:30 on Sunshine.
The second half of the season is here, and the key faces for the Miami Heat haven't changed. Tim Hardaway must find a way to lead Miami past Indiana to the #1 spot in the Eastern Conference. Alonzo Mourning must increase his play, must score more, rebound more. And Miami has to avoid scenes like this from last night. No punches were thrown, and Tim Hardaway wasn't suspended. Indiana comes to town #1 in the East as Larry Bird leads a team that's playing like a team. And always with Reggie Miller there to finish. Tonight, the two best teams in the East will meet, and you'll see it on Sunshine Network. Sunshine Network presents the Miami Heat. Tonight, live from Miami Arena in downtown Miami. The Indiana Pacers, tops in the Central Division, take on the team #1 in the Atlantic, the Miami Heat. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to Miami. The Heat in the second night of a back-to-back. They're pretty good. 11 out of 14 they have triumphed, but tonight's going to be a demanding one. The Pacers are coming in on a little win streak of their own, having clocked Orlando last night in a game where Penny Hardaway suffered a calf injury. For more on this matchup, and it ought to be a pretty good one, we'll go courtside and join Eric Reed and Dr. Jack Ramsey. Guys.
Thanks very much, Dave. A big game. Good evening from the Heat's house. It's great to be back and great to have a big game like this, Jack. The Heat do have hopes of catching the Pacers for the best or maybe second best record in the East, and I would think a win tonight would be a prerequisite. They already trail Indiana by 3.5 and trail the season series 2-1. But Jack, Indiana taking the East and the NBA by storm. Talk about their recipe for success this year.
Eric, every good team defends well, and the Pacers, surprisingly, are third in the league in field goal percentage allowed at .424. The Heat is tied for 6th at .427 actually, and their number is coming down. So I think that number that the Pacers have put up and that the Heat is approaching has probably been the key to their win. In both games, in all 3 games, the team that won held the other to 40% shooting. And that points out the significance of field goal percentage allowed.
Your favorite category.
It is.
In Indiana's 2 wins against Miami, Rick Smits was big in every area, and Alonzo Mourning did not play. In the Heat's lone win, Zoe not only played, but he outplayed Rick Smits. Interesting duel again in the middle tonight.
Oh, yeah. Talking to Pat Riley after the game last night, he said he's got to keep Zoe on the floor. That means get him out, keep him out of foul trouble, and in order to do that, he's going to start matching Zoe, not against Rick Smits, but against Dale Davis. Muscle against muscle. P.J. Brown will defend Smits. But you're right, Eric. In the 2 games that the Pacers won, Smits and Miller averaged in the mid-20s. In the game they lost, they were 4 for 17 collectively. So keep those 2 guys under control. It's a huge, huge factor.
Alonzo Mourning outscored Smits 22-8 in the 1 game they met. And Pat Riley hoping for a repeat performance. You already heard Jack talk about it in the pregame show. Mark Jackson drives the offense for Larry Bird. Jackie has the 2nd best assist-turnover ratio in the entire league.
Now, he's always been a great guy for penetrating and picking out receivers in traffic, Eric. He has a great view of the floor, and he can find the open guys. And he's got shooters on this team. Miller and Chris Mullin in particular will really dress it up from the edges, and Mark Jackson's a perfect complement for those players.
And 2 of the league's best 3-point gunners will go head-to-head with Sean Leonard and Indiana's 4-time All-Star Reggie Miller. It's the Heat and the Pacers, a big game coming up next from the Heat's house, live on Sunshine Network.
This year, I made the perfect resolution. This machine was a great